Another day, another layer. This time we've got one based all around the iconic franchise of the Child's Play movies, Secret Lair Chucky. Let's get into it. Alright, so we've got a layer based around Chucky, and it's pulling cards from across the Child's Play franchise. This is another layer that's got Chucky as the mainstay here. We've got a legendary creature, and then we've got a bunch of cards that fit in and can go in a deck with it, so you can theoretically play all of these cards together. So let's go ahead and kick things off with the first card. First up, we've got the titular card Chucky, or Carter Doomscourge. This card is just a bulk uncommon, 24 cents, 36 cents in foil. Seen 3 reprints. We last saw it, I know it says 3 days ago. That's because by the time this layer comes out, Carter will actually have come out in one of the Duskmorn precons, so he just got a reprint. Ranked 1091 though on EDH Rec. It is one of the more popular gold commanders, so it does see quite a bit of play. Art here looks great. I'm not a huge Chucky fan, so if you are, obviously there's going to be a little bit of bias. You may like this art more than I do, but as it stands, I think this is an awesome looking movie poster. I think they nailed it, and this would be a sweet card to be put as the commander of a deck. Next card up, we've got Sorry Jack, Chucky's Back, or Phyrexian Reclamation. This is a $4 card. I actually didn't realize it had gotten up this high. Or as we've seen in every other layer, a $53 foil. Obviously, this is a scarcity foil. Seen 5 reprints. Last saw it almost 2 years ago. Ranked 737 on EDH Rec. Again, this card sees a lot more play than I thought it was. I have it in like a deck, but I just kind of put it there because I thought it was fine. Next up, we've got Tiffany, Bride of Chucky, or Varagoth, Blood Sky Sire. This is $4 card, $5 in the foil. Seen 3 reprints. We last saw this almost 4 years ago, but it's ranked 1303 on EDH Rec. It's got a solid boast mechanic of letting you basically demonic tutor, but it goes to the top of your deck, which is really nice, especially because it is repeatable. Obviously, you have to attack to get the boast trigger, but it's got Death Touch to kind of help it drive that through. Definitely a solid include, even if it's not the most expensive card ever. After that, we've got Friends to the End, or Twin Flame. This is, again, $4 card, $5 in the foil. Seen 2 reprints. Last saw this 2 years ago. Ranked 986 on EDH Rec. A decent card. Lets you make a bunch of copies that have haste, which is classically red. The Strive lets you do it to multiple creatures if you've got the mana. Decent include here, does see a lot of play, so that's great. Finally, rounding out the layer, we've got PlayPal's Factory, or Genesis Chamber. This is $2 card, $10 in the foil. Seen 1 reprint, last saw it almost 6 years ago. Ranked 2296, so it actually does see quite a bit of play. You know, it's not like staple, but yeah, it's definitely up there. I don't love the art here. For me, anything that's like a little too real-world analogous, I'm not a huge fan of, so but it definitely is in keeping with the theme and style of the rest of the layer, so I don't hate it. It's just, you know, not my cup of tea. All right, let's get into the stats. What do we got here? For the non-foil single price, we've got $22.06, and then for the foils, we've got $62.39. Obviously, the foil price is very inflated, with 53 of those dollars being Phyrexian Reclamation, so obviously this is not going to be worth all that much, as I've been saying for all of these Camp Totally Safe Superdrop layers, but it is what it is, and yeah, those are the single prices. So, talking about ratings, for the foil rating, we've got a 5 for the financial, which again, this is inflated, that's why that asterisk is there. Understand that these are scarcity foils. And yeah, just keep that in the back of your mind as you're trying to make this decision. Playability, this is actually a 5. This is probably the most playable layer we've gotten so far, which is great. I love when layers are playable. You get to play and show off the game pieces that you like. If you're into the Chucky IP, all the Child's Play stuff, obviously this is huge because if you want to play with this layer, these cards are actually usable. You don't have to like bend over backwards to try and fit a pet card into a deck. You can just play these cards. Art, I gave a 3. As I said, I'm not a huge fan of like stuff that's a little too real-worldy, but I think thematically these cards all look great together and they work really well. You know, I think the doll is personally a little creepy, so I'm not a huge fan, but I will say, as far as commanders go, the titular card, the Chucky Carter card, I think looks awesome. I think if anyone were to rip that out as the commander of a deck, I think they'd be real pleased with themselves, and yeah, I'd be pretty into it too. Coming down to the non-foil rating, we've got a 2. That's the only thing that changes. This drops all the way to a 2 for the financial rating. This is probably the lowest of all the layers, which we'll see in a second. So yeah, very playable, but not worth a ton of money. So looking at the total rating, we've got a 4.8 in the foil, and we've got a 4.3 in the non-foil. Again, I think this is the most playable layer we've seen so far, but it's the worst in terms of financial value. So there's some give and take here. Obviously, we've got the same kind of external factors that we've got going on as the previous layers. We've got a -half foil rating for the scarcity foil stuff, and then we've got a plus whole point for the outside IP. I think this is a solid offering. I'm personally not super into it because I haven't watched any of these movies, nor do I really like creepy, scary serial killer doll. Not my vibe. But I think it's plenty of people's vibe, and it's, as you know, it's an iconic horror franchise. So anyone that is looking to pick this up, if you're looking to play with it, I think you're going to have a great time with it. If you're looking more from a financial aspect, I would hesitate a little more. You know, obviously the reprint value isn't super great here, but in terms of outside IP, we do see that those get driven up a lot higher on the secondary market, just because they're outside IP. Anyways, that's all I got for you today. We'll probably cover the last 2 layers this weekend. We haven't gotten the names for them yet, but it's probably going to be like Showcase Duskborn and then whatever silly name they want to give to the movie posters one. So if you want to see those videos, please subscribe and it'll notify you when I put those videos out. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.